Wolfboro Police Commissioner, a man by the name of Robert Copeland, he used a racial slur to attack President Obama, and yeah, you know which racial slur it was. It was the N-word. But not only was that not bad enough, then he decided to double down and defend his use of the N-word. We've got a quote. This is an email that he sent. He said, "I believe I did use the N-word in reference to the current occupant of the White House. For this, I do not apologize. He meets and exceeds my criteria for such. While I believe the problems associated with minorities in this country are momentous, I am not phobic." Okay, so then the town, of course, had to respond to this. So the Wolfboro Board of Selectmen and Town Manager released a statement, and here's their statement. They said, "We are appalled at the language used by Commissioner Copeland relative to President Obama and have publicly stated that we find it reprehensible and totally inconsistent with the town's open and welcoming character." But
I mean, this is a municipality that has a total of 20 black residents out of 6,300 people. So, the city is defending him. He is doubling down on what he said. He's not apologetic whatsoever. And I guess at the end of the day, all you can ask is, what do you learn from this situation and how do you deal with a situation like this? I mean, there's a lot of hatred toward Obama, not over his political ideology, not over his policy ideas, but more because of the fact that he's a black president. He's the first biracial president in the United States. And people are going to hate him for that. And it's an unfortunate thing that we should take note of, because we still have a huge chunk of people in this country that think, since we elected a black president, we've conquered all of our issues with race. But with the Donald Sterling situation, now with this situation and other issues involving institutional racism, racism still exists. It needs to be talked about in an open and candid way.
it seems like it's having a comeback, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because we've been talking about these stories all the time. What do you make of the double down? Can we go back to that first quote again? I mean, this is really incredible. "I believe I did use the N-word in reference to the current occupant of the White House. For this, I do not apologize. He meets and exceeds my criteria for such."
What does that mean?
Like, he meets my criteria for what an N-word is. He's got his own special definition, and this guy...
I don't think his definition is that special. I think what he's trying to do is find a way to say those things without saying the actual things that he would really probably actually say.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close, though.
Obviously, this is, his free speech. He has the right to say whatever he wants, and people then have the right to condemn him for it and to criticize him for it, and to, if they want, boycott the town. If they want to not go there and talk about the town in disparaging terms, because these are the kinds of people that this town particularly cares to elect. I mean, the guy was just elected to another 3-year term. Did they not know that about him? Had he not ever said these words before? So, oh, shock, they didn't know he was like this?
Well, he got caught at a restaurant. Like, he was openly talking about Obama, calling him the N-word, and that's when a constituent heard the slur and decided to look into it further. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the town knows what this guy is all about.
Yeah, and they elected him anyway.
Yeah.
So the good thing is, though, that we do have the laws that protect the minority. So there are only 20 African-American residents in this town of 6,000 people. They're, that's got to be really uncomfortable to feel like the guy that's the police commissioner is not actually necessarily going to be even-handed in application of the law and in looking at police misconduct.
What do you guys think about the fact that this is someone that's in the public sector doing this? And like with Donald Sterling, he still was a private owner. That's no defense of anything, but he's probably going to lose the team, although now he's fighting legally and he's not going to pay the fine and all that kind of stuff. But this guy, what should the outrage, should they be trying to get rid of him?
I don't know. Look, if I were, the Justice Department, I mean, this would raise a red flag. And the only reason why I say that is because we have Maricopa County, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, and he has, he's obviously very discriminatory against Mexicans in the area. He's been very open about that, and it actually translated into his policies within the police department. So in this case, I mean, if he's just saying it, it's one thing, but if it's translated into the way he behaves or the way that he enforces the law, exactly, then that is a huge problem. So I think it raises a red flag. Who knows what really goes on within the city?
Yeah.
Well, and also, I think, can we decide now after Sterling and Clive and Bundy that, if you have to say that you're not a racist, or if you have to say that you're not phobic, then maybe you might realize that you actually are.
Yeah.